For those in the audience, getting to know you for the very first time, care to share how much time you spent in federal prison?
The first, it depends on what you're talking like about how much time I did in federal prison,
Yes,
a state prison, or juvenile prison.
federal prison just in and of itself.
Federal prison, I did 3.5 years.
And care to share where you were stationed at for that amount of time?
I was in Oakdale, Louisiana. Oakdale, Louisiana. They had a riot. You know, Janet Reno had anyone passed a law. It was a law to where, you know what I'm saying, they were saying 7 grams of crack was equivalent to 1,000 grams of hydrochloride. Crack and hydrochloride is two different things. Crack is base cocaine, hydrochloride is powder cocaine. All right. It was a racial law because black people use crack cocaine and white people use powder cocaine. So they basically saying that if you get caught with a 7 gram quarter, that's like you get caught with a fucking kill coke. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't pass that law to where let a lot of people go home. So the whole penitentiary went off. All the jails went off. And I was in the FCI at that time. You know, so I was one of the motherfuckers that was going off, jumping on camera, you know, jumping on motherfuckers, going in the commissary, pulling all type of shit. I was the main one. You know, so what they did, they took me from Oakdale. The FCI boosted my level to where I was a max. You know what I'm saying? And they shipped me to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. You feel me? I stayed in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania on lockdown for like about 18 months. Then they took me from Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, and I went to Terre Haute, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in Terre Haute, Indiana for like about a good 4 or 5 months on lockdown, and I went to population. You know what I'm saying? I was a population. I never was a population in Lewisburg because I was in transit. And if a motherfucker know about transit, that's where you not to go on no population or you still transferring. And they had like about 40 of us that was there that was in transit. They had us there for lockdown, but they were sending us somewhere else. So I had left there, and I went to Terre Haute, Indiana, and I stood on lockdown for like about 4 months, and I went to the compound. You feel me? And I discharged from Terre Haute, came home on the Greyhound.
And do you remember what age that was in your life? Just the federal prison stint?
I had to be like about
Rough estimate.
like probably about 22, 23, some shit like that. I was young.
And do you remember what charge it was that you were sentenced for just for that bid in particular?
A gun charge.
And is that something that's since been expunged by any chance?
No, it haven't been expunged. Federal don't expunge shit.
Now, quoting an article here from TMZ.com, Diddy was arrested in September on federal charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy pled not guilty to the charges but remains behind bars after a judge denied him bail on several occasions. Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but if he is found guilty, what can someone like him entering federal prison for the very first time expect?
He could expect motherfuckers to be on his team because that's Diddy, that's Puff Daddy. You know, the strongest motherfuckers in there, they gonna accept him, they gonna pull him in, and they gonna protect him. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna fuck with him in there because they gonna have people that ain't gonna allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? In the feds, you got a lot of respect. People move different in the feds. They don't move like no state jail, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? But they gonna have people that gonna try them. They gonna have the ones that gonna try to extort them. You heard me? But you're gonna also have the ones that gonna be there with him that gonna protect him, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? Straight up. He ain't gonna have no problems in that bitch. And if you do have problems in that motherfucker, whoever have problems with, they gonna always have some goons that gonna be ready to take that order. You heard me? Because Diddy got money, man. Money move mountains in the jailhouse.
Now, let's take him out of the equation, okay? This is just generally speaking here, but for anyone watching or listening to this interview that's about to enter federal prison for the very first time, anything you want to say to that person?
Have your shit together and have your motherfucking mind right because everything in that bitch is straight. Everything is straight psychology. Everything is coming from the mind. Nigga play mental games in that bitch. You feel me? Nigga gonna talk to you like they fuck with you. You heard me, to find out about you. You heard me, you know what I'm saying? You know, majority of y'all, you gotta come with your paperwork. You gotta show a nigga what it is that you in there for. You heard me? Nigga gotta know that you ain't no rat nigga. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? So you could expect these things. You could expect the slick motherfuckers to try to get up on you. We call them con artists. You know what I'm saying? They try to get up on you to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? You could expect, you heard me, the motherfuckers that they got problems, they're gonna pull out their knife when it's time to get down and dirty. You heard me? So, you know, people gonna try you. You heard me? It's just you gotta stand up for what you believe and stand up for your motherfucking self. And yeah, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta represent who the fuck you is. I mean, anywhere you go, man, it ain't federal, state, anywhere you gonna get tried. They gonna try you. You feel me? You ain't gonna walk around that bitch and just be no happy-go-lucky motherfucker going home. Every day is a different motherfucking situation. You heard me? You dealing with people that have different mood swings every day. You feel me? Niggas mad at you because you went on visit. Nigga mad at you because you got more food than him. Nigga mad at you because you got a sweater and he don't. They have all type of different mood swings in that bitch. So you just gotta be prepared. You feel me? Be prepared to be about your fucking business. Die about it, bitch. You say that you're about that gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? Die about it. You know, go in that jailhouse and be that same gangster. Because I done seen a lot of them that went to that jailhouse and turned pussy. I was in that jailhouse with them. You feel me? And those of you that's watching this interview, if y'all was in that bitch with me, y'all already know who I'm talking about. You feel me? It's a few of you bitch ass niggas. I know what y'all was doing. You know what I'm saying? Some of you niggas was sucking dick, but right now y'all should stand up nigga. You did, but you know you was a different person. You know you was a different person in that place. But see, that's pussy when you come home and you do something like that to a nigga. I'm not gonna say a fucking thing about what you was doing in there. That's your jacket. If they don't know about it, hey, that's on them. You feel me? I'm not about to talk about no nigga, yeah, he was out here doing that. No, that ain't my business. Fuck you. You feel me? Long as you don't bring that shit my motherfucking way, nigga. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is.
Now, let's zoom out a little bit further. Okay, you mentioned that it's inevitable to get tried in that environment.
Definitely you gonna get tried. If a nigga say he went to jail and ain't get tried, he a fucking lie.
But can one survive federal prison without having to get physical, without having to fight? Is that possible?
I don't think so. You'll have to be a laid back motherfucker that's really undercover on some shit. Because even if the nigga don't fight you physically, they gonna fight you mentally. They gonna come and fuck with you mentally with mental games. The TV, the child hall, the walk. Every nigga think they got niggas in the federal jail think they own that bitch. You feel me? See niggas in DC? All DC charges is federal charges because they're from the capital state. They figure they run that motherfucker. And in certain penitentiaries, they do. But all of them, they don't. But they just feel like they run it because they the federal state. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? You got niggas that got small mind frames. You feel me? They will fight with you about anything. A nigga, you will step on a nigga's shoe and a nigga will come to the fucking dome and get a knife and jug your ass up. And you can step on the shoe and say you're sorry. That's because so many motherfuckers in that bitch that's pressed. Some people don't got family in there. You going to the store and you buying zoos and whams and you looking good on a walk, new shit. Your people come and see you. Yeah, I'm going on visit. Man, they got niggas in there that ain't never had a visit. They don't like that, bro. And they'll try you. They will. I know they will. I was there. I know. I was the victim of this shit. You feel me? I didn't got tried. They done tried me many times. Did they succeed? Hey, I'm not saying I'm a bad guy, but hey, it took a lot of motherfucking shit. You heard me? Yeah. It took a lot of shit, bro. I'm telling you. Motherfuckers that went through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the bad guy. Certain shit I'll never talk about. I'll never speak on it. You heard me? That's why you gotta be careful with your questions. Because certain shit I'll never fucking answer. Because certain shit is best left unsaid. It's better off left unsaid. You know?
Now, whether it's said or unsaid, you mentioned previously in another portion of questions that you do offer mentorship.
I do.
You do motivational speaking
I do.
And things of that nature, right? These are some services that you provide. But has anyone ever reached out to you for your services just strictly on the strength of your knowledge and experience of county jail, of state prison, of federal prison? Have people ever come to you or have garnered your services just to educate them on the prison system before they actually go in, like for lack of a better phrase, a prison coach. Have you had
I
any of?
wouldn't actually call myself a prison coach because I don't talk to no nigga when he going to jail. You feel me? I'm not about to talk to you when you going to jail, nigga. Go to jail and do your motherfucking time and come home and unwind. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of niggas, you go to talking to them niggas that set your motherfucking ass up going to jail. You talking to some niggas, the phone be tapped. You hear me? Everything that you saying is recorded. Niggas love to record niggas these days. You can't just call no nigga and have no conversation.
Well, let me just pause you right there. Meaning, like, there was a movie. I can't remember the title off the top of my head, but
Tell me what it was about.
It was Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell, and Will Ferrell was about to head to prison for something that he did, and he hired someone like Kevin Hart to teach him about prison.
Yeah, I think it was Jailbait or some shit like that.
I can't recall the title of the movie, but
I know what you're talking about.
But have anyone ever garnered your services to educate them about prison before they go to prison, not while they're in prison?
Yeah, definitely. I knew some dudes that had to turn themselves in. You know what I'm saying? And we done had conversations, and I done basically give them the pamphlet on, mind your business when you're going there. Don't fuck with no homosexuals and don't gamble. You know what I'm saying? Don't gamble, don't fuck with homosexuals, and mind your business. Don't never get in nobody's business. You feel me? Don't never touch the TV because the TV is not yours. You dig what I'm saying? They call that bitch the one-eyed monster. You dig? Don't never fuck with no homosexual. Even if the homosexual try to act like the homosexual like you. If the homosexual act like they like you, that ain't nothing but a nigga sending the homosexual at you to try to fuck you, to try to make you a homosexual. So don't never fuck with the homosexual. You feel me? Leave the bullshit alone. Do your time. Try to get on some type of program where you can get home. If a nigga try you, nigga play with you, pin that bitch to the floor. Because he deserved that. And everybody got to see that. They got to know that you ain't to be fucked with. You know what I'm saying?
Win or lose?
Win, lose, or maybe. We don't give a fuck. We there.
Now, when it comes to fights, this is just one more question for you while we're on the subject of physicality. Even if you fight someone and lose, how is that looked at by other inmates?
It looked at like you're a champion, like you're a stand-up nigga, because it ain't about fighting and losing. It's about fighting, period. It's two ways you could lose. You could lose by not fighting, and that's the worst way to lose. But it's if you lose and nigga bust your mouth and bust your eyes or cut your jugular or something, we call that trophies. Yeah, that's a trophy. That ain't nothing. I was there. If you fight and you stand up for yourself, motherfucker gonna respect you. That's how you get your respect in jail. It don't matter if you lose no fight.